Am I the a-hole for smoking weed on the patio of my smoking apartment? To preface, I live in a state where marijuana is illegal, but some Delta strains are legal and those are what I use. I'm a moderate user, typically smoking most days and a few times throughout the day after I get home from work around 6 p.m. I'd also like to preface that I'm artistic and I'm struggling to work through this on my own. I'm prone to lashing out in anger and wanted some level-headed advice from you folks. Please be nice to me, sad face. Edit. I don't say this to absolve me of culpability, but to explain the lens through which I see the world. I was giving context for why this situation is difficult for me to navigate calmly. My apartment building allows smoking, though my lease specifies no smoking in enclosed common areas and asks tenants to prevent smoke or fumes from drifting out of their units. I personally do not like smoking indoors because I think it's gross, so I always smoke on my patio where the wind can carry the smoke away. I go out of my way to be considerate of my neighbors. I also dislike the smell of weed. I use a sploof, avoid smoking when people are outside or when windows and doors are open, and pay attention to wind direction to minimize any smoke drifting into other apartments. I'm not the only smoker in the building. One neighbor regularly smokes weed inside their apartment, and another, Betty, the neighbor in question below, smokes cigarettes on their patio. I've lived here for 2 years without any problems until recently, when a new neighbor, let's call her Betty, moved in next door about 2 months ago. We met and had a pleasant chat. She introduced herself as our drunk neighbor and mentioned that the people who were in the unit before them smoked weed inside. Betty seems to spend a lot of time outside. I think she works from home and likes to sit on her patio during the day. I always try to avoid smoking when she's out there, but she's often outside for hours, and sometimes I just do not want to wait that long. She's never seemed upset or mentioned any issue before. In these moments, she usually just gets up and goes inside. Our patios are probably 10 to 15 feet apart. Yesterday, after a rough day, I was sitting outside smoking when Betty suddenly stuck her head out. I hadn't realized her door was open, and snapped, "It's blowing right into my apartment." "Thanks. Go to your car or something." She then slammed her door shut. I understand that smoke can be annoying, I genuinely do, but what frustrates me is the double standard. I understand Betty's frustration, but I really do try to be considerate. But it just feels unfair that I'm being singled out for doing something outside, especially when others smoke too. I'm not trying to cause problems. I just want to enjoy my own space. I wish she'd approached me kindly instead of being rude about it. I'm open to compromise, but I do not think I'm in the wrong for smoking on my balcony when the lease allows it. Edit. To be clear, Betty regularly smokes on her patio as well, and I smell it in my apartment but do not complain. I close my windows and go on with my life. I'm just confused about why she's allowed to smoke on her patio but I'm not.